Good morning, everyone. Namaste. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to place a white light of protection around us with this blue seal. And I also want to call in the Pleidians because we're reading from the book, the Pleidian Workbook-Awakening Your Divine Ka. And it's still chapter 3. It is time now. It states, across the planet, there has been a steady growth in the number of people who have begun to believe differently. These people's awareness of or communicate with life forms from other places and planets. They are spiritual evolution that goes beyond this lifetime. The members of this current minority are aware of inherent sacredness of all things. They are open to their own God presence as well as communication with angels, guides, and ascended masters. These awakening ones have chosen a path toward self-realization, and a small minority of the members of this group are growing in numbers of all times, and we are finding a louder and louder voice in this world. The paradox of the spiritual evolutionary living in capitalistic evolutionary society is becoming more and more obvious. It will continue to become even more so as time marches on at the ever-accelerating pace. We have become spiritual movement in a non-spiritual society. The spiritual movement takes many forms, professions, leaving organized religions to discover meditation and introduce it to the workplace, societal dropouts, alternative healing professions, spiritual workshops, tapes, books, and meditation groups. December 31st is a worldwide prayer and meditation for peace, and most importantly, individuals like you and me who are questioning the value of lives in this world like this one and exploring alternative both internally and externally in our lives. We are exploring these alternative by examining our own thoughts, feelings, and actions. We are asking ourselves, what do I do to harm anyone else on the planet in any way? Would I want my thoughts or my judgment to create my reality or anyone else's? Am I ready to care more about the impact of Earth, people, and other life forms than I do about getting ahead at all cost? Am I trying to control people and circumstances of my world, and am I living in alignment with the ideals of sovereignty for all instead of a win-win, instead of the best man wins, instead of a win-win situation? The best man wins. Do I generally care about and feel compassion, not sympathy for others, whether I know them or not? Do I pray for the chosen enemies or curse them and wish them harm? Do I forgive or blame and hold grudges? The list of questions could go on, but the point is that we all need to take responsibility of how we are creating and co-creating the reality at every moment of our lives with every thought and every action. It is time now to take a spiritual inventory and plan where we go from here. Our impact on another and the world in general is a fact. In order to spiritually evolve in our planet from this point forth, we must take the fact in consideration and let it matter deeply. We can no longer create autonomously in the expense of others without suffering ourselves. Karma is sped up. The spiritual laws have been changing, and we are continually trying to change. We are now required not only to be decent, good folks, but to be impeccable in every moment of our lives. The time for psychic fascination and intellectual or slow, I'll worry about that tomorrow, spiritually is over with. The comments are not intended to scare, judge, or intimidate anyone, but to offer some simple spiritual or reality updates. The millennium is almost over with, and we do not know within ourselves our relationships and our lives will determine the next millennium of inheritance. So I love you all. Namaste.